I have lied to you. In my last video, I stated that I'm unable to put into words how excited I am to get my hands on this masterpiece in a couple of days. Of course, talking about the new platform fighter, Rivals of Aether 2. But it turns out I did have the words. And the words were that I would not play it for a whole week after it released. Is it because I was lying through that whole video and the game sucks? Nah, I was just making this video. If I play one of them, I get worse at the other. It's like a muscle memory thing. I don't know. I got a couple of comments on my last Melee video wondering what rank I ended up with. And considering I used a Bronze 3 logo in the thumbnail, it's a fair question. However, the truth is, I didn't even really play ranked. I mean, shit, I got the Bronze 3 logo from my profile. I did try a couple of ranked games every now and then, but I always found myself getting stomped under the pressure, which resulted in my total set count being 1 win and 9 losses. I'm not even going to put a joke here, that's just genuinely terrible. At least it's not as embarrassing as in my last Melee video where I left the tournament thinking I was out and then not finding out until after I uploaded the video that I still had more games to play. It's still very bad though, so I wanted to make up for it by finally challenging myself to climb the ranks. I would have 1 week to see just how high I could get if I actually tried. Would I reach the heights of silver, gold, platinum, or maybe just stick around in bronze? I fucking hope not. I really don't know though, I'm recording this before starting. For day 1, I decided instead of just jumping straight into ranked, I would take a bit of a different approach. I figured just throwing myself in without any type of strategy would probably end up with me just getting really mad and failing. So I decided that I would get some help. And who better than the person who destroyed me in my last Melee video. The person who just so happens to be the best Melee player in Australia. I would be getting coaching from Goody. I think I used dash attack a bit much.
Yeah, dash attack is a really bad approaching tool. Falco's down air is ridiculous just because it sends down and like you just can't do shit. But the reason you want to use lasers is so you can find those openings where you can use like nair and down air. You can also do laser shine is really good. Laser really close and just like see what they do. What I noticed this entire replay is that you do keep you do either dash attack or forward smash to approach. Another thing I noticed, you seem very uncomfortable when you're on the ledge. Falco's laser from the ledge is like pretty good because it's pretty safe. You're in a good spot to like learn a shit ton of things because you clearly have the tech skill. You just don't have like the right idea of how to play Falco, which is a really easy problem to fix.
We then ended off the training session by doing a best of 5, which we don't need to watch the footage, it's not really important. Did I just get triple 4-stocked?
Maybe, probably yes.
Despite the monstrous loss, this session 100% helped guide me in the right direction for improvement. I would mainly be needing to work on how I approach, how I play from the ledge, and implementing Shine Out of Shield into my gameplay. I cannot thank Goody enough for this session, and honestly completely changed my trajectory of improvement. If you want to get a coaching session from her, hit her up on Twitter. It will cost you money, but in my opinion, completely worth it. After we were done, I continued practicing what I was shown for a couple of hours and played some unranked games, as it wasn't until day 2 that my climb would actually begin. Yo, real quick, I was thanking you last video for 1,000 subscribers. Now we're at 2,000. What the fuck? I recorded this clip when I hit 2,000. Now I'm at 2,800. I don't know how that happened. I can't even comprehend that. Genuinely, thank you. I really appreciate it. Also, YouTube says if I show this graph, you'll subscribe more, so I'm showing it. Okay, goodbye now. Before getting into my first ranked games of the challenge, I would begin by warming up for about an hour or two in unranked, focusing mainly on removing the bad habits Goody identified in my play. And after feeling properly warmed up, I was ready to jump into ranked. Well, at least I thought I was, but this went terribly. I'll just show you what I mean. Dude, I was trying to shine out of shield. Oh, that hurts! Oh, that hurts! Dude, I'm not about to get 3-stocked. Holy fuck! That was not meant to be a side. That was not meant to be a side B. What am I doing? I was not playing this shit 10 minutes ago. Yeah, I got a little angry. Long story short, I got very nervous in the first game, which turned into tilt very quickly. And that tilt turned into losing 3 sets in a row on ranked. Needless to say, I didn't want to play more after that. So I didn't. That's all of day 2. I just played 3 ranked games and lost all of them. We're off to a great start. On day 3, I would load in, ready to play ranked without getting tilted. And I'm happy to say I was successful with this mission. I did not get tilted by any of the gameplay. because there was no gameplay. I initially got into the ranked queue and I ended up sitting there for a full 10 minutes finding 0 games. Dude, are there people online? It's been 10 minutes. My entire video is structured on the idea that people are on this fucking mode. I would end up resorting to going into the Australian Smash Discord to see if anyone could queue up for ranked. I was then met with the information that unless it's one of the free ranked days, people just don't queue for ranked in Australia. Well, this video's done for. Okay, it's not ruined, but it is gonna have to take a completely different direction than I initially expected. Instead of grinding ranked day in, day out, I would have to focus on improving my play as much as I could so that when ranked is available, I can get in as many games as possible where I play the best I can. So for the rest of day 3 and 4, that's what I did. As the days went by, I played game after game and trained my muscle memory. I could feel myself getting better and I was hitting the clips to prove it. I was convinced that this preparation would be enough to overcome getting crushed in ranked. But unfortunately, when the ranked day came around, I would learn that there's just some aspects you can't prepare for. Despite all the practice, I still found myself falling to the nerves that playing ranked gave me, and the constant losses only added onto that. Do you understand what getting mixed up by a Dr. Mario named Piss Hands does to your soul? It's the type of damage that makes you side B off stage when you're trying to up B against Yoshi. I did manage to pull off 1 win in all these sets, which felt incredible, but after all my matches were done, I was left with a record of 1 win and 10 losses. This is literally worse than the ranked season I played my games in over 4 months ago. Look, while this is true, I know for a fact I'm far better now than I was then. My only roadblock from getting my rank higher is the fact that every time I enter a game, my body goes into damn fight or flight for some reason. I would need to find a way to practice playing under pressure. And while I would continue to practice the way I have been, I knew that the only way to actually do that was going to a tournament. We accidentally took a whole 15-minute detour on the way there, so I ended up walking in as the first matches were starting. And luckily, since every other setup was taken, I got chucked on the stream one, meaning that I have actual footage to use instead of my phone camera. Why did I still set up the phone camera? The set begins, and 10 seconds in, oh god. Okay, so he took one off the bat, but it's okay, because it takes him a whole 20 seconds to take the next one. I've got 3% damage on him in total. I managed to get that percent all the way up to 50 though, right before he killed me again and took me down to my last life. Dude, am I about to be 4-stocked? No, not because of my skill, but because of my opponent air dodging while off stage. While you may think this game is going horribly, I promise it's not all bad. I managed to take a whole stock by myself. Look at me go. Still lost. We then started up the next game, and this one is not interesting. The only thing of note is that I didn't get 4-stocked, and even then, that's barely. Something that is of note, however, is that I met Piss Hands. I was watching him play a set, and I didn't know it was him, and I was talking to the person next to me about how I don't like Dr. Mario because I always get mixed up by this guy named Piss Hands, and then he just turns around at the end of the set and says, "I'm Piss Hands." I don't really have a smooth transition to the next game from that. The game starts and it takes a good 40 seconds before I get hit with a good back air into a ledge grab, taking the first stock. I then go straight from 0% to dead in a solid 6 seconds, which is just great. I do manage to take a stock soon after though, which turns it into a winnable situation. Unfortunately, however, after a fair bit of back and forth, I failed to grab the side of the stage. And while I did get another kill on my opponent, it was at 200%. And I'm left with the task of taking 2 of his stocks before he kills me once. And he killed me once. The next game begins and the first stock is taken by me? This never happens. The game then gets evened out before I die, he die, I die, I die. I thought I was just out of the tournament here, but turns out it was a best of 5, meaning someone needs to win 3 of the games in order to progress. I got 3 stocked. It's times like these that really make you wonder. Am I gonna get 1 dub this whole video? And I guess we'll get our answer soon, because the day after this tournament would be my final chance to play ranked. Yeah, the whole free rank day thing kind of messed with the days, but I didn't play rank day 1, so I still count it as a week. As much as I would love to say that all my training paid off on the final day, it didn't. I instead came to the realization of how bad the ranked system is in Australia. Because of the lack of players, it struggles to find people the same skill level as you. So sometimes it'll just throw you straight back in against the same person who just 4-stocked you. Or even someone who is just straight up clearly in a higher tier of play than you. Like, here's a clip of the player it put me up against doing well against Goody more than 2 years ago. Why am I queuing into them while in bronze? I ended up losing all my games this day, and frankly, after this week, I'm not surprised. Melee's just hard, man. It's probably the hardest game to get good at.
Melee makes it so that walking is hard. Like, you're not a decent player until 2 years into the game.
1 week was not nearly enough time to get exponentially better, which is why I'm here to say that I am not done. This channel may not see Melee for a hot minute, but it will be back. And when it is, you're gonna want to be there. All I really have left to say, watch my other videos. For real.
I lost real bad. Even in the friendlies afterwards, I don't think I won one game. What are your thoughts on this?
I think you need to practice more